Hey everyone, welcome back to another Alliance War video. I'm fighting for the Alliance X-Men, and we're matched up against ዄЛΗТ this round, fighting in Tier 2. I've seen this Alliance around before. Their Alliance description shows that they finished in Plat 2 last season, but I feel like I've seen them in Plat 1, possibly higher. So I think this is going to be a pretty big challenge for us here. Just looks like they might be super skilled and super clean. We're taking 6 fights this war. We're going to take past 7 all the way through, starting with 1 fight in Section 1, just a Punisher 2099. And we'll take 3 fights in Section 2 with a Cable, a Blade, and then the shared Doctor Doom fight. Then we're hopping over to Mini Boss Island, where we're going to fight 2 of the mini bosses. We've got the Emma with the SB1 nodes, and then shortly after that we'll fight a Sorcerer Supreme with all those fun power gain and special 2 nodes. This is what we're bringing in this war. We're bringing in my man, Doctor Octopus. He's at rank 3, Sig level 100. He's going to take on 3 fights for us. The 3 power gain fights, Cable, Doctor Doom, Sorcerer Supreme, Human Torch. Coming along, he's just assigned just 1 fight, just that Emma Frost on Boss Island. And then we're bringing in Quake, another rank 5 here. And she's going to take on the 2 kinetic transference fights, a Punisher 2099 and Blade. So here's the first fight on Node 7, Punisher 2099 with kinetic transference. This is the game plan, just don't suck. You can play normal Quake, Quake and Blade, Quake and Dex, just can't get touched because of kinetic transference. And with Punisher 2099, the moment he gains a bar of power, things get out of control. So I have suicides on here, because there really is no need to take them off. I've sped the fight up, just because watching normal Quake gameplay is pretty boring. There's nothing special that happens here. I used to run Quake a lot more comfortably in War, I think before Stubborn came around, and then once Stubborn came, pretty much just never played her in War, so it's a little bit uncomfortable playing her. Yeah, there you go. First fight down, cleanly. It's a pretty good start. Always good to not mess up with Quake there, especially when you have another Quake fight later on in the map. So here's the second one. Node 33, despite powerful from afar in Section 2. We're using Doctor Octopus against Cable, and the game plan is just back off. We'll let powerful from afar proc our power lock debuff, and then from that point on, it's just parry heavy. We've taken this fight a bunch. Never really seen Cable here. That's an interesting placement. There's nothing that comes to mind that makes him a tricky option here. Nothing that makes it so that Magic or Doctor Octopus can't really counter this node cleanly, but anytime we can bring Doctor Octopus, I'm going to bring him. So we back off, we proc the power lock debuff, and this should be the rhythm of the fight. You can see there's a pretty good chunk of his health coming off after every heavy. Looks like that's critting for 7k with another 7k of bonus damage there. So that's pretty awesome. There's 2 7k crits. So that's like a 21k heavy almost, and we're almost done. I think we're going to mess up here. I think I miss a parry. Yeah, there we go. Take a little bit of chip damage, that's alright though. It's no big deal, not too much off the health bar. And I think we're going to finish him with a special 3. This dude has probably my favorite SP3 animation in the entire game. It's just super sweet, he just flings around the enemy. There you go, we finished him off. So that's 2 fights down. Both went fairly cleanly. And then I think we have our second and last Quake fight here, kinetic transference with Blade. Same game plan, just don't suck, don't mess it up. This should be fairly simple. Blade and Punisher 29, super common placements here. If you let Blade get to his special 2 and you end up taking that on the block, it can pump him up to an SP3, and that's usually not so chill. Same with Punisher 2099, both his special 1 and special 2s are pretty freaky. They interact really scarily with kinetic transference. So I dropped 2 heavies here. One was because Blade ended up throwing a heavy and I panicked and I flinched and spazzed out, and then ended up dropping one. And then the second one was just poor timing on my part. So it looks like I have 1 more heavy to give before I have to bait an SP1 and dex it and then restart the Quake rotation, but that's okay. We're able to hang on, finish the fight cleanly, and there's our second Quake fight. So now this is the shared fight, Node 47 with kinetic transference and powerful from afar. This is a rank 3 Doctor Doom. We're going to use Doctor Octopus here. Same strategy as the Cable fight. We'll parry heavy, but you'll notice that I'm going to have to use my special 3 and then rely on the special 1 refresh if needed. And I think that's just something to keep in mind during these more heavy power gain fights, because when you heavy, remove the power lock debuff, and then let powerful from afar refresh it, I think there's a small sliver of time for them to gain a little bit of power. So every parry heavy isn't a net 0 power gain. I think it's just slightly. So you can see we get into the rotation with Dr. Doom here, and he's at just below 1 bar of power. And I think during some of these parry heavies, he's going to gain a sliver, just a super sliver of power, and it's going to just push him over 1 bar. And that's all right. We'll see what the special 3 into special 1 rotation looks like. So we have the power lock debuff up. We're going to fire off our special 3. We know that Dr. Doom is going to have a special 1 ready, but that's okay. We just have to dex that, let the aura fall off, and then we can refresh the power lock with our special 1. So there you go. He's going to fire his special 1. But take a look at the length of that power lock debuff. It is super long. We're under really no pressure to get to our special 1. We have plenty of time. And that's going to refresh it at the extended rate. So I think this power lock is significantly longer than Magic's. And we're going to finish the fight in similar fashion as you would with Magic. Except instead of an SP2, we just refresh the SP1. And it's going to continually refresh the power lock. And you can see all 3 of my categories are at 100 here. So all my parries, I think they should be perfect. Meaning the chip damage isn't too bad, and so there's not as much pressure to intercept, just to mitigate the block damage that you would with Magic. But pretty low pressure here, like we have full control. Just getting our power back up to the special 1, and then refreshing the power lock at the extended time. Super low pressure here. We pretty much have full control, and we're almost at the 2-minute mark, but we should finish him off with 1 more special 1, and then maybe a combo afterwards. Nope, looks like that's all he needed. So he goes down pretty cleanly. Super fun fight with Doctor Octopus, and we have 2 more. So we're gonna head over to Boss Island, node 51, Hurt Locker, Power Focus 1, just a bunch of special 1 nodes, and this should be pretty straightforward with Human Torch, Emma Frost. It's a 5-star, she's got a smaller health pool, and this is the only fight we're bringing Human Torch for, so we're gonna use our pre-fight. We'll stack as many Novas as we can with medium, light, medium combos, because she's not immune to them. Just have to make sure that we're aware that her SP1 is with reverse controls. Dex a bunch of them as clean as we can, and that's pretty much the name of the game here. So we'll try and stack as many Novas as we can. The power stun damage is a bonus. We should be able to stack a few up here. Here we go. She fires off first SP1. We're okay. We have that timing down. She's just melting. She's got a third of her health down, and we're not even 30 seconds into the fight. She's going to throw her special 1 again. Here we go. We dex it pretty cleanly. And at this point, I'm not sure if I wanted to start baiting her SP1 right away, or if I wanted to turtle up a little bit and just push a little bit more damage. But there we go. I'm holding my block, and she throws her SP1, and it kind of catches me by surprise because I wasn't expecting her to throw it. But this fight is pretty much in our hands here. She's going to fire another one while I'm turtling block. That kind of shocked me, but she was pretty much dead anyways. So fairly low threat. But I do have to keep that in mind for the future. Just be super aware of when she's going to throw that SP1. Last fight here, node 54 with Aspect of Evo, enhanced SP2, and then SP2 bias. It's pretty much a power gain fight, so this should be right in Doctor Octopus' wheelhouse, so we're going to treat it the same as that Doom fight earlier. We'll get into our parry heavy rotation by letting her power gain proc power lock, and then at some point in the fight, we're probably going to have to fire off our special 3, and then finish the fight with the special 1 refresh, similar to Magic, just fully locking the fight down. So we're going to back off, let her power gain proc our first power lock. There we go. She's at just below half a bar of power, and then it's just parry heavy for a little bit. She's a rank 3, a little bit of a bigger health pool here, so we're not going to see giant chunks of her health fly off like that cable fight. I had a few advanced power boosts expiring, so I think I used them for the Doom fight and for this one. I don't think you need it. It was just me using it just in case I messed up and needed to get into the special 3 into special 1 rotation a lot earlier, but really you don't need it. I was just using it because they were about to expire. So she's halfway down. You can see her power bar is slowly getting up to that first bar of power, and I should have fired off the special 3 here while the power lock debuff was up, so I make a slight mistake by heavying and then firing off the special 3. because that means that we're not going to get out of this special 3 with the power lock debuff on. I think we're going to get it with the armor up. So, slight mistake. It doesn't really make a difference here because we're going to be able to combo into an SP1 to finish her, but just something to keep in mind in case we're using this against someone like a Symbiote Supreme that we don't want to proc a buff on. But yeah, it's all good. Got through cleanly, stuck to our game plan. That was a pretty clean war, I think. Just slight mental errors at the end, but they weren't really too threatening. We do pick up a loss here. The other lines played really, really well. I think they died less than 5 times or around there. So we pick up a loss, and we're sitting at 2 and 3. Not ideal, but our BG had a pretty good performance. Like, it's clear that we're improving as the season goes on, and that's all we can really ask for. So just gotta hope for another good matchup next war, and one that we can pull out the win. Thanks for sticking around. Catch you at the next war.